Hello and welcome. Let's take a look at the Shimakaze game. She is of course the tier 10 Japanese destroyer. And I am using the legendary upgrade in this match. What the legendary upgrade does is it makes your torpedo reload faster, even faster than the normal upgrade in the last slot. However, it reduces your torpedo traverse speed by 80%, meaning that often you can't fire torpedoes when you would like to. And in this match, I don't realize that I have it right now. I'm trying to fire torpedoes, but it's not working. And I'm guessing it's because my torpedoes were still turning, ever so slightly while I was moving the mouse. And so I was unable to fire the torpedoes quite when I wanted to. And as you can see in chat, I even complain about it. On top of that, F3 torpedoes, which I'm using in this match, are a bad combination with the legendary upgrade because you already have enough reload speed with the F3s without the legendary upgrade because you need to reposition yourself very well. For those that don't know, the F3 torpedoes are 8 km range torpedoes, meaning that you have to get somewhat close to fire them at a ship. As you can see, they have already run out there, the ones I fired earlier. Meaning that I would recommend, if you're gonna use the legendary upgrade, I think you should use the 20 km torpedoes or the 12 km torpedoes. And honestly, I am kind of uncertain if that's a good idea in general. 12 km torpedoes are just fine, I just don't know if the legendary upgrade fits it, because, it's only 25% faster reload compared to the 15% that you would use in that slot normally, so it's not that big of a deal. We're talking like 10 seconds. And if you want faster reload, you could just switch from the 12 km torpedoes to F3s and you would get a similar boost. Well, actually, I think it's a greater boost in reload time. So, I'm kind of not sold on the legendary upgrade on this ship. However, in this match, I am using it, and I just wanted to let you guys know. You'll see, how big of a deal this 80% reduction in torpedo reload speed, torpedo traverse speed is, because it looks like turning battleship guns basically. So I kept my cap zone that I was going for. Apparently there are no opponents here, so I'm just gonna go and meet that Montana and drop some torpedoes on her, because why not, right? I just can. I mean, if you look at the minimap, this is actually a golden opportunity for me. I mean, yes, there's a Shimakaze over there, apparently. However, all the other ships are ships I can fight, and a Shimakaze, I can fight the Shimakaze. Oh, and by the way, at the end of the video, I'll have my commander skills and upgrades on screen, so you can, follow it if you want. They won't be the ones I'm using here, but rather what I recommend using. And this Montana is coming closer, so this is like the perfect opportunity. I mean, she is within 8 km, so I just fire my torpedoes away. And look, I'm turning my ship, and the the torpedo traverse simply cannot keep up. I'm gonna fire, on all the angles so that I can be certain I can hit something at least, because I think even a few hits on that Montana will basically end her game. And then I turn around because I have a minute cooldown. Well, it's 1 minute and like 10 seconds. Apparently. And hey, I hit a few torpedoes, and that's good night, Montana. Thank you for your sacrifice. And that's a double strike. Apparently I got the Shimakaze too. I'll take it. I mean, it's 5 minutes into the game. I have a double strike already. Why not? And I guess this actually takes out the biggest threat for me other than that plane. Because right now there's nothing here. I mean, look at the minimap. We have a Richelieu, a Conqueror, a Tirpitz, a Conqueror, and a Hindenburg. Literally nothing is threatening me. So this is pretty much as perfect as it gets, especially since the Hindenburg seems to be getting deleted. So I clicked the little cogwheel on the minimap, and I made it show my air detection range, because I want to be able to avoid that plane, because I would get spotted, right? And hey look, a Conqueror. While she is not within range yet, you know, I expected that maybe she sails closer to me, and if that was the case, you know, she would sail maybe into the torpedoes, but unfortunately she is turning around and she will sail away, so there's absolutely nothing I can do. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I think torpedo destroyers are kinda because as a battleship, you can literally just turn around and sail away, and it's very, very, very difficult to hit torpedoes on you, even if the torpedoes have enough range. Oh, the plane went down. That's excellent. Now I don't have to worry about it. So I don't have to do this border scrubbing for long. I can simply turn around and torpedo that Tirpitz, because she is coming closer, and that means that she is a viable target for me. Although I probably have to smoke soon though, because I don't think I can make this turn. And now it's time to turn the torpedo tubes. Look, look, I'm turning the torpedo tubes. Still turning. Still turning. Still turning. Still turning. We still can't see them yet. So I'm gonna smoke here. Hey look, we can slowly see the torpedo tubes turning. This is like a battleship gun, right? I mean, it is like a battleship gun in terms of how long it takes. And now they're finally in place, so I'm gonna fire my one launcher of torpedoes. Unfortunately, it seems that the Tirpitz is turning in. The question is, how much is she gonna turn in? If she keeps turning in, both of these torpedo sets are going to miss. And it seems she's gonna turn in enough, so I guess I will have to nail her with the third one. I mean, I'm not really worried that she will, like, rush me. Although maybe getting torpedoed might be the danger here, but I think I'm gonna be... What? I'm spotted? Why is she not using the concealment upgrade? So, she spots me from 3 kilometers from the smoke screen. I mean, she still gets deleted and I don't take any damage, but seriously, that Tirpitz used the, you know, in the third second to last slot, you usually put the concealment upgrade into it. Well, there's one other option, which makes your minimum detectability or minimum spotting range puts it at 3 kilometers rather than 2 kilometers, meaning that if you are, or assured detection range, meaning that if you are within 3 kilometers of a ship, regardless of where they are, if they're behind an island, it doesn't matter, you will always spot them from 3 kilometers away. Normally it's 2 kilometers, so, you know, I was banking on her having concealment upgrade because absolutely everyone has it, and because of that, you know, I figured that she would too, because honestly, the concealment upgrade is just so much better than the assured detection one. I mean, yes, she surprised me with the detection thing, but did that help her? Of course it didn't, because I still haven't taken a single point of damage. And, well, she has been sunk by my torpedoes, so that didn't help. And I think we've already won this game, considering they have lost 5 ships. We have lost none. I am still completely full HP, even. And I think my next target is going to be this Conqueror that's coming closer. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sail up to her and I'm going to delete her with torpedoes, because I can. You see, remember the change to battleship AP? I mean, yes, these are Conquerors, so there aren't perfect targets for it, but remember that change? That battleships can only deal overmatch damage to a destroyer with AP. Well, that change unfortunately means that the destroyer can literally just YOLO rush a battleship, and there's not much the battleship can do. Because you're not going to delete the destroyer in one salvo, and unfortunately that means that the DD gets to fire her torpedoes off at you. And I mean, this situation is even worse because her turrets aren't anywhere near in position, so there's very little she can do in general. She might get the salvo off, but I have completely full HP. There is no way that I'm going to go down to this. But she has the 2 torpedoes, and game's over now, pretty much. Might as well start firing on... Oh, never mind, game's already over. So yeah, Shimakaze a good boat. But I don't recommend F3s with the legendary upgrade. Either take the legendary upgrade and some other torpedoes, or take F3s. Don't take them at the same time, it's not a good mix. And the game apparently does not wish to show me the end screen. Oh, it actually didn't take that long. Excellent. 900k credits, 29k XP, 26k free XP, you know, the 200% first wins of the day are really nice. I sank 4 ships, capped the base, only hit 10 torpedoes, but they did 135k damage, so I'm quite happy with it. 2165 base XP. Thank you very much for that delicious food, nom 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 nom. And this is entirely on the enemy team rather than me doing something amazing, to be honest. Especially since that Shimakaze basically, she was like the only threat I had on that side of the map, and she just generously sailed into my torpedoes. That was awfully nice of her. And here you can see my tons of flags. Basically I was set on all the XP flags, and that's why I get so much XP. Well, the 2100 base XP helps. So let's take a look at the upgrades I recommend. First, main armaments modification 1, because you don't want your torpedo tubes to break. I mean, that's basically the reason you go for it. Second slot, I take engine boost modification 1, but if you don't have it, you should take propulsion modification 1 instead, because engine boost is good because engine boost lasts longer, but if you don't have it, having your engine not break is also a very good option. In the third slot, I go for the anti-air range, because the other options simply don't give you anything. This isn't stellar either, but I mean, what else are you going to take? Better dispersion? Destroyer guns are already super accurate anyway. In the fourth slot, I go for the acceleration upgrade, because it makes your ship go faster from a standstill. You could go for the rudder shift, but I think Shimakaze's rudder shift is already fast enough so that you don't really need it. In the fifth slot, I go for Concealment System Modification 1, because concealment is absolutely supreme. You should take it on basically every destroyer. Okay, maybe you won't take it on like a Khabarovsk, but on pretty much everything else, yes, and even on most other ships. And in the last slot, I go for Torpedo Tubes Modification 3, it's minus 15% reload, and this is the legendary upgrade. It's minus 25% reload, but it also has minus 80% Torpedo Tubes Traverse Speed. That's why, you know, my torpedo tubes turned like they were battleship guns. And honestly, I don't think the 10% torpedo tubes reload time difference between these two warrants the downside of this legendary upgrade, so honestly, I mostly don't recommend it. Like I mentioned earlier, maybe if you have like 20km torpedoes, then I guess it doesn't matter because you're gonna be staying so far away anyway. But, you know, look at this. F3's 100-second reload. The 12km one's 117-second reload. That's already a bigger difference than the 10% is going to make anyway, so, you know, maybe just change your torpedo types instead. Well, let's take a look at the commander skills then. First, I take priority target, obviously. You could take the other one, the one that lets your modules not break, but I prefer priority target. Then you take last stand, torpedo armament expertise, and concealment expert always as early as you can, which is your points from 7 to 10. Then I go for adrenaline rush, then radio location, and last survivability expert. You could take superintendent instead of survivability expert, however, I don't think it's worth it on the Shimakaze. If you had a third consumable, then I would consider it. If you were a ship, for example, like Shiratsuyu or the Tier 8 Japanese destroyer that has the torpedo reload booster that I can't think of right now, the one with the super deep water torpedoes. You could also take torpedo acceleration if you use either the 20km or 12km torpedoes. I think this actually is worth it, and I used it on the 12km torpedoes in the past. However, I found that I think it's not worth it for the 2 points. You see, what the skill does itself is good, however it's not worth the 2-point investment in my opinion for the 12km torpedoes, and honestly I'm not really going to use the 20km anyway. So those are the skills I use. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the Patreons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, Geth, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.